Week 1 is in the books, and now we have two teams looking to keep up their undefeated streak. Onsted versus Madison is on the way. High school varsity football starts right now, only on LSN.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
You've got a tie atop the LCAA standings.
Count that baby in a foul.
The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morenci is going to the President's Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions. Lenawee Sports and the Michigan High School Athletic Association proudly presents high school varsity football, where tonight the Onsted Wildcats look to keep their winning ways alive as they face off against the 1-0 Madison Trojans in a cross-county matchup. And it's all a part of the season-long race for our state championship. Good evening, friends. I'm Dustin Kress alongside Philip Grabe. And we're ready to get underway. There's 12 minutes on the first quarter game clock, and kicking the ball away for Onsted is number 23, Brendan Hagan, and he kicks it off to number 6, Colby Whitenhagen for Madison. And he's going to advance the ball up across the 35-yard line, and that's where the Trojans are going to take over 1st and 10.
This will be a great game here. We're going to see a lot of good plays out by the Onsted defense.
So the Madison offense is going to take the field here on 1st and 10. Ball at their own 37-yard line. Just underway here in the first quarter.
We're going to be looking out here for number 2, Connor Mellon, as he is going to be a key impact player for Madison today.
Mellon in the shotgun, got a running back off his left hip on 1st down. Now they'll shift around a little bit. He'll take the snap, going to hand it off to number 6. That's Wheatenhagen, who gets out across the 40 to the 41. He'll gain about 5 yards on the play. Call it a gain of 4, actually. Going to make this 2nd down and 6.
Number 77, Connor McClure on the stop. Onsted's going to really need to make some key tackles here because they cannot let this Madison offense get off the ball and beat them.
Trojans come to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 6 from their own 41. 11:20 to go in the first quarter. Mellon under center on 2nd down. He'll take the snap, going to hand it off inside. That's his big fullback, number 16, Donovan Slates, the junior, and he's going to be out across the 45, very close to the 1st down. Maybe just short, call this 3rd and a yard.
Onsted needs to make some big stops here. They cannot let this Madison Trojan offense run that trap play over and over because Madison will capitalize on that.
3rd and 1. From the Madison 46, 10:50 to go first quarter. Mellon goes under center for the Trojans. He'll take the snap, going to keep it himself, gets a good push from his offensive line. He'll be out across the 43 to the 44-yard line, and that'll be enough to move the chains. Excuse me, that's the 48, by the way.
Yeah, Onsted really needs to make some stops here. We're going to see some subs in at tackle. Connor McClure going out for TJ Ratliff.
So 1st and 10 for Madison at their own 48-yard line. 10.5 to play here in your first quarter. Mellon in the shotgun. Going to shift his formation around a little bit. Takes the snap. Going to keep it himself. Looks to throw the ball. He's going to have to get rid of it. They're putting the pressure on. And he's going to be dropped in the backfield by number 3, Trevor Suing for the Onsted Wildcats. And that's a big loss on 1st down.
Onsted really needed that. They need to make these big stops against Madison. Madison will run the ball down their throat unless Onsted can keep making plays like this.
2nd down and 21 all the way back at the Madison 37. 9:52 to go here in the first quarter.
Tight D5.
2nd down and long. Mellon in the shotgun, takes the snap. Going to hand it off on the little, wow. Number 3, David Amador. Will they catch him? They will not, and that is a touchdown from 63 yards out, and that hurts.
Wow. I mean, David Amador out there just gets some nice clean kick-out blocks on that lead, and Onsted just blew it there. I mean, I told you just a second ago, they needed to make those kind of stops, and they could not let big plays go by. But there you go, Madison. That's how Madison's going to stay in this game.
Now the Trojans will come on to attempt the extra point.
63-yard score for David Amador Miller.
Snap is back. The kick is up. And I think he missed that. Nope, he got it. He tucked it just over that upright. Looked really close.
Yeah, if this is how this game's going to be, Onsted's really going to need to put the offensive pressure up.
9:31 left here in your first quarter, and we'll be back in just a moment.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back to Adrian, where the Madison Trojans strike first, and they'll kick the ball to Onsted now. Returning the ball for Onsted there.
Number 5, Dylan Thompson.
Dylan Thompson, and he got stuffed just short of the 30-yard line, and I'll remember that name because Dylan Thompson was also the starting quarterback for the Gamecocks last year, so I'll remember that one. 1st and 10 for Onsted now at their 29-yard line.
Now let's see what Onsted can do here. They have some key important running backs. Number 10, Alex Seal, having 250 yards last game against Michigan Center. Along with him, number 33, Jared Grimes had over 200 yards as well. So
1st and 10 for Onsted. Quarterback takes the snap. Going to hand it off inside to number 14, Austin Thompson, and he is going to be brought down short of the line of scrimmage. Loss of about a yard there brings up 2nd down and 11, and what they can't afford is to get in a big hole.
Exactly. Onsted needs to get a good push off this line. They have a big line. They need to get low, get their pad level down, and drive these Trojans off the ball.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11 from the Onsted 29 with 9 minutes left here in the first quarter. 7-0 Madison, your score. Wildcats come to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, going to hand off on the little trap play there. Gets out across the 30, maybe to the 32. He gained about 3 on the play. This is going to bring up 3rd and 8. And, you know, we were talking before the game, and you had kind of mentioned they didn't want to get in many 3rd and 8 situations here.
No, I mean, Onsted wants to get 3 yards of play every play, and this might bring up their first, and maybe Onsted will pass here.
3rd and 8 from the Onsted 32. 8:18 to go here in the first quarter. The Wildcats trail Madison 7-0. Austin Thompson, the quarterback for the Wildcats on 3rd down. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, going to roll near side, looks to throw the ball. Now he's going to have to tuck it and try to run with it. And he's going to be dropped well short of that 1st down marker, up at about the 34. He gained 2 yards on the play, brings up 4th and 6.
Yeah, number 2, Jacob Dilliard, couldn't get open and out in the flats, and that's just going to have to force Onsted to kick the ball away. Very disappointing for this Onsted offense, as they really need to drastically improve their game.
Not doing a very good job so far winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. They have to get a little better push off the ball.
Exactly. And it surprises me, too, they have some big linemen. Number 77, McClure, number 75, Braxton Hella, and they just cannot get that off.
And there's a flag down on the play. That's going to be an illegal substitution against Onsted. It's going to back them up 5 yards. And looks like maybe they had too many guys on the field there.
Yep.
So 7:25 and rolling here in your first quarter, and the Wildcats look to punt for the first time tonight. Gets a good snap. Going to put a foot into it. High spiraling kick. Going to be fielded.
Oh, and what a stiff arm there.
And he gets around the corner. What a block there, and he is off to the races. That's number 6, Colby Wheatenhugen, and he's going to be across midfield and into Onsted territory at the 48-yard line.
Onsted needs to make some tackles. They had this problem last week against Michigan Center. They need to stop these stupid little arm tackles. Square up and hit the guy.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Madison in Onsted territory at the 48 with 6:59 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Madison, your score. A receiver trots to the near side of the formation for the Trojans on 1st and 10. Mellon goes under center on 1st down. Wheatenhagen goes in motion, takes the snap, going to keep it himself. Mellon gets around the initial wave of tacklers, and he's going to be brought down close to a 1st down.
And that's what the safeties of Onsted need to do. Number 17, Ethan Kosmina, able to get a wrap and then wait for his pursuing Wildcats to come clean him up.
So that'll back another flag down on this play. Illegal motion against the Trojans. 2 men in motion at the same time is what they called him for there. It's going to back him up 5 yards. This will be 1st and 15, and so that got Onsted off the hook there.
Of course, yeah. They need to stop. They need to get this Madison offense and stop them here. But
so 1st and 15 for the Trojans. 6:48 to go here in your first quarter. This will drive them back across the midfield stripe and into their own territory. Mellon calls the play and sends his team to the line of scrimmage. Split to the near side of the formation. Number 4, J.D. Allen at wide receiver. Donovan Slate's the back behind Mellon here on 1st and 15. Wheatenhagen goes in motion. He'll take the snap, going to hand it off up the middle. It's fullback, and he's met and dropped by the interior of that Onsted defensive line. Leading the way there, number 55, Grant Hefflinger for the Wildcats. Nice form tackle there. Exactly. He wrapped him up and dropped him down.
Grant Hefflinger and Connor McClure in there on the tackle. That is what Onsted needs to do to win this football game. Without those kind of tackles, Onsted will be hopeless.
So 2nd down and 15, no gain on the play. Ball at the Madison 47. We roll under 6 minutes already here in your first quarter.
Looks like we have a blitz called by number 1, Brendan Black, excuse me.
Mellon by himself here in the shotgun. They're going to bring a man in motion. That's Amador. Looked like they were going to fake the little fly sweep. The pressure comes. Can they get him? And they do. They drop him for another big loss there. For applying the pressure, number 1, Brendan Black, and you called it.
Yeah, great call up there by Coach Spears. You can see him across the way. He really can read those, and Brendan just coming out and taking down Mellon.
So this brings up 3rd down and 20 for the Trojans with 5:12 to go here in the first quarter, and if Onsted could make a play here on 3rd down, they'll get the ball back.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it a lot. If Onsted stops Madison on these big plays, Onsted should be all right.
So Mellon in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the top of this formation. They're going to bring Amador in motion on 3rd and 20. High snap, really high, and he's just going to have to take it, and now he's going to try to make something happen. He gives even more ground, comes back the other way, and he is going to be getting around a couple of tacklers, but if he drops,
by number 45, Marcus Reinhardt, one of the sophomores on this young Onsted team.
Loss of 11 that time makes it 4th and 31. And that's exactly what you want on 3rd down.
Yeah, but my heart dropped. When I saw Connor Mellon get out there, I was like, oh no, this is a playmaker. But they were able to contain him and actually make the play.
You only see plays like that in video games,
Oh,
Phil.
Of course, yeah.
So back to punt, Donovan Slates for the Trojans. Back deep for Onsted. Number 10, Alex Seal, and number 17,
Ethan Kosmina.
Puts a foot into it. Low line drive punt. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to go, but he's going to get tackled at about the 35-yard line, and that's where Onsted's going to take over 1st and 10 and perhaps just take a knee there instead of getting killed. Yeah. I don't know. What do you do?
That's just Ethan, though.
That's a tough one to field. You got to do the best you can.
Of course.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats now. 4:25 remaining here in the first quarter. And can Onsted's offense get into some kind of rhythm? They need to really kind of get into a rhythm on this drive.
Again, their pad levels need to get lower. They need to get off the ball and drive this Trojan front line back.
So Thompson in the shotgun. Going to send a man in motion, takes the snap. Now he's going to roll far side. Looks like he's going to throw the ball. He gets rid of it. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Wouldn't have gained much anyway there, but at that point he was just trying to get rid of the football.
Exactly. Alex Seal should be making those catches. Such an impact player.
Miller.
A little breezy here.
Oh, of course. It might rain pretty soon. Let's hope not.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at their own 35, 4:19 to go here in your first quarter. Thompson in the shotgun. Going to send a man in motion, takes the snap, going to flip it out on the little pitch play, and he is off to the races, folks. Number 10, and he might have a chance. Alex Seal at the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Huge gain on the play, and that'll bring up 1st down and 10 after a huge run. Gives Onsted great field position.
Exactly, and that's what they need. I mean, after being just pummeled down on that first drive, they needed that big play. And who other to give it to than Alex Seal?
I think you were telling me he had over 200 yards in the first game.
250 against Michigan Center. It was a great
Unbelievable
game.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 16 of the Trojans here with 3:57 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Madison, but Onsted looks to tie things up here. Thompson takes the snap, going to hand it off on the trap inside. Number 33, Jared Grimes. And there's a fumble on this play. They're going to scrum around for it. Let's see what the officials say. Madison football.
Oh, my. You just have a great play coming out by Alex Seal, and then Jared Grimes gives it away.
Goes back to the old 5-word saying there, hold on to the football.
Yeah.
3:35 to go here in your first quarter, 7-0 Madison, and they get it back on a turnover by Jared Grimes. But a great opportunity here for Onsted to flip the field position if they can get a stop defensively on this series.
If they can have some penalties maybe going their way, and Onsted could maybe make some big plays, call some stunts to throw Madison off guard, maybe they can get something to happen for him.
They're not going to snap it over his head on this play. They're going to put him under center. As Mellon takes the snap, going to hand it off inside, and looks like he faked it. Going to flip it out on the little screen play there, and he's going to be dropped after a moderate gain on 1st down.
And he did not get out of bounds, so the clock is going to continue running here.
So that's going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Forced out by number 3, Trevor Sewing.
That was Trevor Sewing on that play. He needs to step up here. And also on the other side is Jacob Dilliard. If Jacob Dilliard can have a better game than he did last week.
2nd and 8, call it a gain of 2 from the 15-yard line. 2:55 to play here in the first quarter. Mellon goes back under center for the Trojans on 2nd down. Brings a man in motion. Takes the snap, going to hand it off inside and breaking tackles.
And that goes back to Onsted's form tackling. I mean, yesterday in practice, they spent most of their practice tackling, and it's not paying off right now.
Number 16, Donovan Slate's the ball carrier. Dilliard gets the tackle for the Wildcats, but it is a 1st down for the Trojans at the 26-yard line. 2:35 to go here in your first quarter. 7-0 Madison, your score here in Adrian. Mellon goes under center. Got a full house behind him on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, gonna hand it off inside again, and that time Onsted's defensive line was up to the challenge.
Exactly. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Or the other way around. But if Madison needs to be stopped on those leads and those traps, and then they'll have to rely more on their passing, which Onsted can hopefully get back into their coverage.
It's going to bring up this is 2nd down and 6, ball at the 30-yard line. 1:50 to play here in your first quarter.
Oh man, the wind's picking up.
Mellon's going to go under center. He's got 2 backs behind him. This is more of a pro look on 2nd down. And he reaches under center to take the snap, going to fake a couple handoff. And now they fumble the ball, and who's got it? Oh, they say that Madison jumped back on the football, but he did lose a couple of yards there, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 now. So he lost 4, so that at least puts him in a 3rd and long.
Exactly. And so this is where Onsted needs to come up key, make a stop, and make Madison get rid of the ball and see if Onsted can get something in before the half or set themselves up for great field position.
3rd and 10 from the Madison 26-yard line for the Trojans. 1:03 to go here in your first quarter. They lead 7-0 over Onsted, but they're faced with a 3rd and long here. Not quite as long as the last one.
Of course.
Mellon's going to go into the shotgun on 3rd down. Takes the snap. He got a good snap that time. Going to run right into the arms of big number 75, Braxton Hella, for the Wildcats, and that was a heck of a stop there on 3rd down.
Wow. And Braxton Hella, he shows up more and more. Yes, last week against Michigan Center, he had a couple key defensive plays, and he never fails to amaze me.
And they're going to have to snap this, I believe, before the end of the quarter, although maybe not.
Walking slowly up to the line. I think they're going to wait for the quarter to end.
We've played 12 minutes in Adrian. At the end of the first quarter, your score, Madison 7 and Onsted nothing. You're watching high school varsity football only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, pollution. Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Don't paint or write on buildings. That's pollution.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Turn your radio down. That's noise pollution.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
And welcome back to Adrian, where it is now the end of the first quarter. And when we come back for the second quarter, Onsted will start out with the football, but at the end of the first quarter, your score, 7-0. You're watching high school varsity football only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Welcome back to Adrian. We've played 12 minutes, and so far it's a 7-0 game, but some key mistakes on both sides of the football, and it's been a little sloppy here so far.
Exactly. I was expecting a better defensive standard for both of the teams, but big plays given up both sides.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see Onsted be able to capitalize on that huge run down here, but they'll have the ball back now with the opportunity to kind of take it back the other way now.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10 as we start the second quarter for Onsted. Ball right smack dab at midfield, the 50-yard line. And the Wildcats trot to the line of scrimmage on 1st down and 10. Ball right at midfield. Thompson's going to have a full set of backs in front of him here as he'll take the ball in the shotgun. No, he's going to flip it up to his up back there. That's number 3, number 3 for Onsted. Let me look at the correct roster. That's Trevor Sewing, and a nice little run there on 1st down. And like you said, 3 or 4 yards on 1st down, that's your goal.
This is Onsted football. They will run it down your throat until they score, and they will waste the entire clock to score.
So 2nd down, we're going to call this 2nd and 6 after the gain of 4 on 1st down. Ball at the 46 of Madison with 11:28 to go in the first half. Thompson get ready to take the shotgun snap.
Seal in motion.
He's going to flip it over to Seal. This is that play they gained big yardage on the last time. There is a flag down on this play as Seal got a nice gain there on 2nd down, but this may be coming back.
Oh, yes, holding.
So So holding against the Wildcats there. They'll back it up 10 yards, and now it's going to be 2nd down and 16, and definitely sort of the reverse of what we were talking about previously with the field position.
Yeah, Onsted really needs not to do that. I mean, penalties caused them bad in the last game.
So 2nd down and 20 now for the Wildcats. Ball at the 40-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. Going to take the snap, going to hand it off on the little reverse play, and he's going to get 10 or 11 yards there. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd and 9.
Tackle made by number 16, Donovan Slays. Take it to the zone, can't score. 6 more. 3rd and 10 for Onsted.
Oh, geez, we're back in a 3rd and 9. Alex Seal trying his best, but he can't get it back.
So 3rd down and long for the Wildcats. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, going to hand it off on the little trap. Still on his feet, gets out across the 45 to the 44. And timeout on the field as Onsted couldn't get the look they wanted as they line up to go for it on 4th and 5 at the Madison 45. And this is an interesting decision to go for this here rather than to try to pin them deep.
Well, with their kicker, Brendan Hagan, I think he would actually kick it into the end zone. So 4th and 5 here. This is a big move by the coaches, a big confidence boost. If they're able to get this should reinvigorate the entire Onsted team to get this down the field.
Well, as a coach, that's definitely the message you're sending your offense here. It's like, I think you can get 5 yards. So, I mean, it's definitely a moment where the coaches are trying to kind of pump their offense up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see a coach tell his quarterback to give a hard count in a situation like this, try to draw the other team off sides and get that 5 yards the easy way.
Yeah, well, that's what they actually just tried, but to no avail. Madison stayed disciplined.
So it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Wildcats. Looks like they might be lining up to punt this ball away now after they come out of that timeout. Low snap, puts a foot into it. That is a short punt. It's going to roll out of bounds. Landon Duke, the punter there, and it's going to be decent field position after he kind of shanked it off his foot out of bounds there. But it'll be 1st down and 10 for Madison at the 30-yard line.
Now this is where Madison can put the game away. If they can get down there, get into Onsted's face, and drive that ball down the field. If they can just run the clock down here, Onsted won't have the ball.
So a net gain of 16 yards on that punt is going to give Madison decent field position here. 1st and 10 at their own 30, 9:34 to go first half. Connor Mellon, the quarterback for the Trojans, takes the snap from the shotgun, going to hand it off to Wheaton Hagan, and he's going to break tackles, and he's going to be out across the 40 to the 41, and he'll gain 11 yards, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Madison.
And Ethan Kosmina in there on the tackle. I mean, he's having a great game himself, a couple tackles already, but man, these backers need to fill their gaps, and this gap integrity defense by Onsted needs to stop this Madison defense.
Typically not a good sign when your safety's the leading tackler.
True.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 42. A little bit of a high snap. Mellon's going to keep it himself. Going to try to run it right between the tackles, and he got dropped and stopped there.
Whole plethora of Onsted Wildcats there.
Connor McClure comes away with the tackle. Big number 77, 6'3", 280 pounds.
He's a junior.
It's a big boy.
He is. I still believe he's going to be growing to be bigger.
So 2nd down and 9 for the Trojans. Ball at their own 43-yard line, 8:40 to go first half. Mellon going to hand it off to Wheaton Hagan, who looks to get around the corner. He will briefly, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down by a host of Wildcats. but a decent gain there is going to bring up third and call it 4.
Yeah, Onsted is really struggling on those buck sweeps. Buck sweep and then that lead read is just put them to shame.
8:12 to go here in your first half. 7-0 Madison. They have the ball moving from left to right. But a good opportunity for Onsted to make a play on third down here. Mellon in the shotgun takes the snap, drops to pass, straight drop. Pass is going to be picked off by Onsted, and now he's off to the races. And now the Wildcats with a big turnover there. They'll get the football back in Madison territory. So made up for the play down here.
This is huge. Onsted really needs to capitalize on this if they want to get back in this football game.
But a huge interception there by
Ethan Kosmina.
Absolutely. Nice play there by the Wildcats, and they'll take over 1st and 10.
Ethan probably is leading in tackles and interceptions for the season so far.
Well, it's a good thing to be the defensive stud, I guess.
Exactly.
So, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats now. Ball at the 43 of Madison. Thompson brings a man in motion, takes a snap, going to hand it off on the trap, and he's going to be met and dropped there. That's number 10, Alex Seal, the ball carrier. No gain on that play.
Alex Seal, he should be getting some bigger yards on this, and you have to blame that Onsted front line. They need to get that push and get that pad level down, but that counter play just took way too long.
So 2nd down and 10, 7:24 to go, first half. 7-0 Madison your score. Onsted with the ball at the 43 of the Trojans. Thompson with a host of backs in front of him here. He'll take the snap with a man in motion, takes the snap. Now he's going to drop the pass, puts it in the air. Home run ball, and that's going to be caught by number 1, Brendan Black. And that'll be a big first down just short of the 20-yard line. Call him down at the 22. So a nice play there, and that'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
Yes, Onsted needs to continue this momentum to push Madison back. Brendan Black making some key plays this evening.
So they're going to call this 1st and 10 from the 23 of Madison. 6:49 to play in the first half, and the Wildcat offense is in business again. Seal goes in motion. He'll take the snap, hands it off to him. He gets a nice block on the inside there. He'll pick up moderate yardage there on first down. Call this a gain of 4 or 5. And
that's what Onsted wants right there. Getting on those key power plays, getting that pulling guard to get over there to kick out that defensive end. Just allows Alex Seal to run up that hole.
So now the officials are going to blow the play dead here. We're going to wait and see what they're talking about.
There doesn't seem to be any flags on the play.
Oh, there's some thunder going on in the distance, so they may be suspending action here.
Oh, geez.
And they're going to, looks like they're going to run a couple plays here, perhaps?
I guess, yeah. I guess it's not too bad yet. Is the rule 30 minutes for thunder?
I think it is, yeah. So 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. 6:15 to go in the first half. 7-0 Madison your score, but the Wildcats are driving. Thompson in the shotgun sends Seal in motion, going to flip it over to Seal on that little pitch play. He looks for the corner. He gets the corner, Alex Seal, and that's going to be a first down for the Wildcats, and now they're driving.
This is where Onsted needs to come up big. Alex Seal is a key impact player for Onsted, and they're relying on him to make that play. I also have to give it a little bit up to...
So they call it 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Wildcats.
I have to give a great hand to number 63, Raymond Prettyman, the center for this Onsted football team. He is doing a great job, as he always has been. I have not seen a screwed up snap this entire season.
Thompson takes the snap, going to hand it off, going to look for the corner, looks for some blocks. Now he's going to reverse field, and he's going to be very close to the goal line, maybe drop just short. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching high school football here on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to Madison, where the Onsted Wildcats have tied this football game at 7 points apiece, and Jared Grimes got it done for the Wildcats there, and we missed it, unfortunately, because we had a little weather timeout. We had to get some cameras covered up. We don't want to ruin all this expensive electronic equipment, and now it looks like maybe the officials are going to call the teams to the sidelines. Maybe some thunder and lightning in the area. I can't quite hear over my headset, but that looks to be what is going on. The team's going to head, it looks like, for the buses. We'll be back after this weather delay. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back, everyone. This game was delayed due to severe weather. Onsted and Madison concluded this game the next night, where the Wildcats squeaked by the Trojans with a score of 21-20 in overtime. The Wildcats now improve their record to 2-0 for the season. In our next game, the LSN crew hits the road to the town of Blissfield, where the Royals take on last year's league champs, the Hudson Tigers. This has been a presentation of LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
We've got a tie atop the LCAA standings.
Count that baby in a foul.
The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morency is going to the Breslin Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions.